She's part Hawaiian, I'm part Hawaiian. She likes to skate, I like to skate, and she makes zines. Y'all, this Halloween, I decided to be someone who I think represents me to a T. Okay, first of all, she's part Hawaiian, I'm part Hawaiian. She likes to skate, I like to skate, and she makes zines. Do you have any guesses to who this might be? Well, if you said Reggie Rocket from the hit 90s Nickelodeon cartoon Rocket Power, then you'd be absolutely correct. Rocket Power is a cartoon that came out in the late 90s by the same people that made the show Rugrats. And it's basically a show that's following four friends. They're just skating, competing against each other, and just exploring their friendship. Reggie Rocket is the spunky, tomboyish 12-year-old sister to Otto Rocket. These siblings are both avid skaters, surfers, snowboarders. They do a lot of extreme sports, but Reggie has a dream of one day becoming a publisher. So there are a lot of episodes where Reggie is seen working on her independently published zine, which is referred to as the Zine or Reggie's Zine by her community. She's known for making this zine. It's a big part of her character. It's just... Anyway, Reggie uses this zine to call out sexism in sports, to stand up to her bullies and expose them for making fun of her. She also uses it to host contests of sports in her town, and then she ranks all the athletes in her zine. It's just something that the town participates in a lot. So they know about her zine. A lot of people in her town want to be in her zine. It's a big thing in her community. She's known for this. So like, what better costume could I have picked? I mean, I wonder if I was ever Reggie Rocket for Halloween as a kid, because the show came out in 1999 and lasted from 1999 to 2004, and I loved Rocket Power. Me and my siblings loved Rocket Power. I wonder if, like, I mean, there's a lot of holes in my memory of my childhood. I mean, trauma, but I ever wonder if, like, because I have a little brother too, and Otto is Reggie's little brother, so I wonder if me and my brother ever dressed up as Reggie and Otto. I don't know, but I'm excited to be Reggie now. It's just a fun costume that I think is perfect for me, and I mean also for you too. So if you're interested in being Reggie Rocket for Halloween this year, this video is for you. I'm gonna show you exactly how I made my costume. I'm gonna show you how I made the accessory that I used to go along with the costume, and I'm just gonna refresh your memory on Reggie because I think she's a forgotten DIY zine queen. I remember having this coloring book when I was a kid, and it was called DIY Zine Queen, I believe, or I think it was called Zine Queen, and it was Reggie and her friend Sam, and they would just work on her zine, and she would publish the zine and distribute it, and the coloring book talked about zines. It was so awesome. It was so cool. I mean, like, she needs a revival. She needs a renaissance period. I think she should come back, and we should see her now. I bet she's working, she's like an editor for a magazine, or maybe she's just still making zines. I think that would be cool. If you're new here and you're not sure what a zine is, it's basically just self-published booklets that you can make about anything you want. I like to tell people to think of them like homemade magazines. You can put anything you want into them. You could talk about anything. I know it sounds so broad and general for me to say that your zine can be about anything, but it's true. The zine is all about self-expression. It's all about sharing information, sharing art, sharing photography, sharing interviews. It can literally be about anything. And it's important to remember that you don't need any fancy tools to make a zine. All you really need is some paper, scissors, and your imagination. Okay, so before I get into the costume, I want to talk about my favorite episodes of Reggie and her zine. So there's two main episodes that I rewatched to refresh my memory, and I was just like, oh my god, I remember this, watching this as a kid. One of my favorite episodes that features Reggie's zine is called Zine Dream, which is season 1, episode 11. If you want to watch it, I think you could stream it on Apple TV or on the Paramount app. Anyway, in Zine Dream, Reggie prints a zine exposing her friends for bullying her.
We'll see how many people read this zine when I write about you children.
So all throughout this episode, they're just teasing her for her skating skills. They're calling her a lame-o, and she gets annoyed. She asks them to stop several times. She tells them to leave her alone so many times they don't listen. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna print you in my zine.
The zine! Twister, if we are nicer, she's gonna put us in the zine!
And they tease her more. They're like, oh no, not the zine. You're gonna publish us in a zine? Oh my god, what are we gonna do? So she ends up making this zine and venting and exposing them, and she puts like a little baby picture of them with their butts showing, and you know, I guess for kids this is really embarrassing. So she prints that in there in the zine and she threatens to publish it, but somewhere down the line she comes to her senses and she's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do all this. Like maybe there's another way we could go about this, which I don't agree with because those guys were ragging on her pretty hard and she asked them to stop, and she tried talking to them about it and they didn't listen. Plus they gave her a fake apology somewhere in the middle of the episode. They're like, you know what, I'm sorry for making fun of you. And she's like, really? You guys mean it? And they're like, yeah, we're really sorry. But the whole time, the only reason they came up to her is because they wanted to put a sign on her back that said lame-o. So mean, right? So I think she was justified in making the zine, but somewhere in making it, she's like, I can't do this to these guys. I can't embarrass them. So she decides that she's not going to actually print and distribute it. She just made it to vent, and that's her right. She just did it to vent, but it accidentally gets published and everybody reads it, and her friends that she put in the zine to expose them end up getting very embarrassed.
I don't know if you've seen the new zine. Cut it out, Lars.
But they talk about it at the end of the episode and they're like, I guess it's fair. We did make fun of you a lot, so they resolved it. This is one of my favorite episodes because I think it's a great example that zines can be just for you. Obviously, she had no intention of publishing that zine, but she was able to vent and get all her negative emotions out. Whether people saw it or not doesn't matter. She was able to express herself. So I really like this episode because it shows you that you can use art to express yourself in a free way. She didn't want to publish it, so she made it unfiltered, raw. Like she put a lot of stuff in there about her friends, and then in the back of her head she's like, it's okay though because it's not going to be published. But that's not to say that, you know, if you do publish it that's wrong either. Like, to each their own. Do it. I'm all for the chaos. I'm here for the drama. If it's warranted though. I'm not saying use your zines to bully people. Oh my god, that would be awful. That would be insane. Don't do that. Anyway, there's another great episode I love, and it's called Powergirl Surfers, where Reggie makes a zine highlighting all the female surfers in her town that she thinks deserves more credit. So there's this male-dominated magazine in her town that highlights surfers but refuses to cover women because he doesn't believe that women can surf. He's just a sexist pig. He's just gross. And he tells Reggie to her face, like, oh, you think you could surf? That's cute. You know, he's very condescending. He's just a jerk in the show. So this pisses Reggie off and inspires her to host an all-female surf event and cover it in her zine.
It's about showing everyone that girls surf hard too. We're calling it a peaceful surfing expression session protest of the male-dominated surf magazine industry.
So the whole idea is that she wants to prove this jerk wrong. She wants to prove that women can surf and they're badass at it, and they're probably better than some of the dudes. So that's what this whole episode is about. This guy comes to the all-women surf event and is so impressed by it. It's like he has amnesia. He forgets all the shit he said about women. And so he comes up to Reggie and is like, oh my god, this is awesome. You want to be in my zine? And Reggie's like,
sorry guys, my zine comes first.
What was that all about?
Alright, so now that we've covered how awesome Reggie is, I want to show you how I made my costume. So if that's what you're here for, great. We're about to go step by step how I made my DIY Reggie Rocket costume. So the easiest part of this costume was the wig, sunglasses, and pants. I bought the wig and sunglasses on Amazon for a total of $30, I believe. And the links for those are in the description if you want these exact items, but just keep in mind that you don't have to buy it from Amazon, but the wig should be a dark purple and the sunglasses are red. And the pants are actually my mom's. I noticed that she had a pair of camouflage sweatpants at her house, so I just asked if I could borrow them, aka I took them without asking. And the shoes were another easy thing for me to find because I had these old pink sneakers in my closet and figured they'd work. Reggie does wear red shoes in the show, but I didn't feel like going out and buying red shoes, so I'm okay with using these pink sneakers as a close match. Plus, they'll be more comfortable to wear anyway. The shirt was a bit harder for me to find, and not in a literal sense because there are a lot of Etsy sellers that make and sell this shirt, but I needed it sooner than their delivery times would have it arrive to me. So what I did was buy a pink shirt from Michaels for $4, and I also bought some printable iron-on sheets for $9. Then I went online and I found a picture of the rocket that's on her shirt, and I printed it out onto that iron-on sheet and then just ironed it onto the pink shirt. This only took me like 10 minutes to make, and I'm so happy it worked out because, like I said, I needed it quick because I'm wearing this costume to a lot of parties this weekend. And when it comes to my makeup, I'm keeping it really simple because Reggie's only 12, so she doesn't wear makeup, but she does have these really pointy eyelashes. So I'm just gonna wear a lot of mascara and then try to bunch them up in clumps. I'm hoping this will make it look a little dramatic and cartoony like her eyes, but I'm just gonna keep the makeup really simple. I'm not gonna make this like an adult version of Reggie. I see a lot of those and I think they're really cute. They make them look kind of like hot, you know, for like an older person, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. I also wanted to give her an accessory to really push the costume forward. While I do have roller skates that I could wear, I don't think I'll be using that as her accessory at every party I go to because I'm 29 years old. I like to drink and I should not be trusted on skates, period. But I don't think I should be on skates while under the influence because I have many stories of me getting hurt like that. So I don't want to get hurt this Halloween, so I don't think I'll be wearing the skates often. Maybe I'll wear them to some parties to go along with my costume, but I was like, okay, the skates are not a reliable accessory. And Reggie also skateboards, but I don't own a skateboard and I didn't really feel like borrowing one from any of my friends or buying a board. So I was like, okay, that accessory is not that reliable either. So then I thought, oh my God, she makes a zine, duh. So I made her zine, but in my own way. Like the outside is her zine, but inside is an actual zine. I did think about just putting blank paper in it, but I'm like, that's boring. Okay, we're gonna make an actual zine. We're gonna go balls to the wall. Okay, we're gonna do this the right way. So I ended up making a zine specifically for her costume, but it also caters as a zine for my zine club on Patreon. They'll get to read about how I made my costume, why I love Reggie, and then I also put in a coloring page. It's a whole full shebang zine. So now I can carry her zine around as my accessory, which I think is such a good party trick or conversation starter. Like, no doubt it's gonna bring back a lot of memories for people my age who grew up watching this cartoon, and we might even talk about zines, you know? I know I said I was gonna keep it simple, but I lied.
Plastic side-eye.
I needed to go in and cut this shirt to make it look more like 90s grunge style, and so I cut off the collar and the sleeves to give it this look. I also realized that the wig was too long and Reggie has shoulder length hair, so I also had to go in and cut the wig. I was so nervous cutting the wig like it was my own hair, but I think it looks really cute like this. So this is more accurate to what I imagine my Reggie costume being. So I cut the hair, cut the shirt, and this is the final result. And that's it, guys. That's all that I did to make my costume, and it cost me about $45 to make. I'm so excited about how this turned out. I can't wait to wear my costume out, and I hope that you seeing me put it together showed you how easy it is to create if you want to do this. I think if you're still looking for a costume, you know, if you celebrate Halloween and you're still looking for a costume idea, this is a great last minute costume idea. It was so easy for me to make. So if you do decide to be Reggie for Halloween, like, can you please comment what accessory you might be making for her? Because when I was doing research on people that were Reggie for Halloween, there were so many different accessories that work for her. Like, she could have a helmet, she could have gloves, she could have a soda cup. What I am proud of is that when I was doing all that research, not one person was carrying her zine. So I feel like I was able to make this costume in a way that best suits me, and I think it'll suit a lot of other zine makers. Like I keep saying, like, it's such an exciting costume idea for people that like zines. And if you guys want to read that, it's going to be posted in my zine club on Patreon. Absolutely don't have to join it. That is a separate membership for people that want exclusive zines from me every single month, but it's not at all mandatory. That's just where I'm going to be uploading that zine. Anyway, I have a party to go to, so I have to get going, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and have a safe Halloween if you celebrate. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!